He obviously thought throwing into double zone coverage was a calculated risk he felt comfortable with. Well, I think his calculator needs new batteries because that was a very risky pass. Hey, no guts, no glory. I thought he had that ball for a split second, and it just bounced off his fingertips. Boots, that was a good throw, but no catch. It was a good throw, but the receiver wasn't able to catch up to it. That pass was out of reach for his receiver. The quarterback and the receiver need to be on the same page at all times. They are coming after the quarterback there. I'm not so surprised that he got that pass away. Looks like he wasn't sure where that pass went. He felt he had no choice but to give it up, Boots. Some people might have thought he was nervous, but I thought he was playing smart. Why take the sack? Just to show what you're man enough. He tried to zero in on his man, but the zone was just too crowded. Incomplete. Made a smart play, Boots. Hey, they were this close to sacking him when he threw it away. The offensive line should not allow them to get close enough to force his hand. He gets the pass off right before the defense crashes the party. It wasn't a good pass, but at least they weren't sacked for a big loss. Sometimes the best decision is to get rid of the ball rather than taking the beating and a loss. That's the kind of play that makes you hang your head on the way to class tomorrow. That pass was way off. They were clicking it all there. That's kind of embarrassing. Throws an incompletion under pressure. That defense was closing in for the kill, and he felt it, which resulted in the bad throw. This is still a young quarterback. Remember, he hasn't developed the nerves of a seasoned field general. Saw his man and tried to thread the needle through two men in the zone, but the pass was incomplete. He was lucky that one of those guys didn't pick off the pass. Well, he must have thought those were the best cards he could play. It's so tough to make those split-second decisions, especially on a young QB. Got a hand on that ball and tipped it, but just couldn't gather it in. Dora, I really thought he had a good chance of hauling it in. He had a pretty good piece of it. You just never know where the pigskin is going to bounce. Sometimes you need a little luck, and he didn't get it. Something went wrong there. Either the ball went where it wasn't supposed to, or the receiver did, or both. Pop that one up under pressure from the defense. They'd have him running scared. It doesn't look good for a quarterback to get frazzled like that. You never let him see you sweat. Yeah, you never let him see you cry either. Got a piece of that, but he couldn't come down with it. That's got to be frustrating. The wide receiver tipped the ball, but was unable to get possession. He was lucky he didn't knock it into the defender's arms. He is lucky not to have thrown an interception on that play. There were 3 guys guarding that receiver. That's a classic sign of inexperience. You rush things and you think you can make plays where none exist. The halfback couldn't hang on after that hit. Yo, I think he got his case a little rattled in that one. Not much of a secret could do that time. You're right, nice defensive play, and the key here is the defender is able to avoid pass interference. He needed a little more touch on his throw. He's got to take a deep breath, relax, and just play a little pitch and catch out there. Don't be anxious, kid. He overshot his target there. One of the things that is important here is to come up with the blitz and don't give the quarterback enough space to throw the football. Great job by the defense by forcing the incomplete pass. You know, Dora, that pass was written all over it, but that wide receiver wasn't able to hang on to that one. A little too much juice on that one. This quarterback sometimes gets a little bit too excited back there and tries to put too much on it. Just gotta relax and just make a good throw. That would have been a tough catch for the wide receiver. That was a dangerous throw. Oh, not a very good decision. He's got to either throw this one away or take a sack. You don't want to go back to the sidelines and have a discussion with the old ball coach. That had been an interception. Not a good decision here by the quarterback throwing into coverage. And he threw that one up for grabs. This is one of the things that drives a coach crazy. You don't want to do anything stupid. Make mental mistakes that may cost you the ball game. They don't have too much chances at those daydreams at catching the ball and running with it. I guess that's why it's a dream. So the pass was batted down at the line. If you can't get to the quarterback, then you get to his lane. That's exactly what happened there. Pretty good throw there, Boots, but the back failed to hang on to it. This is one of those guys who really works hard to make himself a complete player. He's improved as a pass receiver, but he'll drop one of those easy ones every now and then. So he dropped it and a chance to end the drive. Here's the key. He was looking at the quarterback the whole way. And when he let it go, he was all over it. He just didn't come up with it. That good pass rush forces an erratic pass. Yeah, that pass rush got to him just as he was releasing the ball. He did avoid the sack. He's got to be careful not to throw the ball up for grabs where the defense can pick it off. Oh, a big drop by the receiver. This is not the area to be dropping passing. To be a great receiver in college football, you have to catch the ball if the quarterback gets it to you in the end zone. That's got to be a little disappointing. He's been putting in a lot of extra time at practice catching balls, but it looks like he's really having a tough time keeping his concentration out there. He came free on that play, but he couldn't make the catch. Rhythm and consistency is one of the most important keys to success when you drop back to pass the ball, but it's hard to find a rhythm and establish some consistency when you're the quarterback and your receivers are dropping passes that should be catching. That went right off the defender's fingertips. I bet you as soon as he let that go, he was wishing that he could have it back, because that could easily have been an interception. He got a soggy piece of that one, and it slipped away. Wide receivers are going to have a tough time today hanging out of the football. He really rolled the dice there. You almost never throw into a zone that crowded with that guy. He throws it incomplete, which is what usually happens when you throw into a zone with 3 defenders. No, what it usually is an interception. That was a very dangerous throw to attempt. He obviously saw an opening there that the rest of the world missed. That pass really could have changed this game, Dora. He could have moved by the way down the field, maybe into the end zone. He tried throwing into triple coverage there. A very tough one to make. Not to be too crucial, but I thought it was a foolish risk. There's got to be someone more open than that. Dora, the quarterback cannot let it pass like that leave his hands. It's a waste of effort, and some light-figured defender could pick it off. He was this close from throwing an interception on that play. Some quarterbacks believe in their arms so much that they can't see what's in front of their face. That pass was doomed before he threw it. That was a bad pass right into coverage. He really made a poor choice with that throw. I'll tell you, anytime you give a defender a turnover opportunity like that, you take your life in your hands. That defender might have made some contact downfield, and that might have been a penalty. Not if he was looking back at the ball, Dora, which he was. That's just hard-nosed defense there. He really did watch that pass. He better settle out or he can do some real damage to his team and intercept it. Was in perfect position to try it. The quarterback shouldn't have thrown that ball into such tight coverage. Well, he must have thought the team would have gotten to call for interference, but the secondary timed that one beautifully. Oh, great play by the cover man there. He got aggressive and went after the ball. He really had a lot of things going on there, all of them good. He had to keep his eye on the ball, knock it away, and still stay close to his man in case he missed. That was a nice spiral, Dora. If you're a defender, it could have easily been picked off. He must have really been rattled on that play. I can tell you. That ball could easily have been scooped up by the defender. Oh, big time. Maybe he got a little hit a little too hard earlier. And in the game? And what color blind for a few minutes? I don't know. Oh, you can't force a play that's not there. He threw into heavy coverage and the receiver didn't have a chance at it. He threw a poor pass that should have been interrupted. That's right. If the ball was intercepted, it would have been 6 the other way. What happened on that one, Boots? Well, I think he's trying a little bit too hard to make that perfect throw. Just step back, fire the football. Don't think so much about it. Nice coverage. He totally blanketed the receiver there. He's at a super defensive effort there. The receiver would have been gone just like a train if the defender hadn't gotten his mitts on the ball. He just took his eyes off the ball and dropped it. You gotta squeeze that ball, then figure out where you're gonna go. Oh, he was fortunate there. He threw that one right into double coverage. He's lucky it didn't get picked off. He took a chance on that play. He must have felt that he could thread the needle through that coverage. Oh, I'll tell you, he was wrong. Oh, Dora, the secondary has got to be proud of that play. You practice all week just hoping you'll break up a pass like that. He really robbed the receiver on that play. Yeah, he got robbed, Dora, but he didn't get mudded. That defender never let a glove on him. You can't coach that. Hold on, Boots. Where did you get you can't coach that? I was watching football on television, and I heard that from a guy named Peter O'Keefe. The cover man had to stretch a little, but he managed to hijack that ball without breaking stride. That's a key play for the defense. He really made a terrific defensive play. Notice how he keeps his gaze on the ball throughout. That's what makes that a great defensive play instead of a penalty. That was all ball. That was probably not the throw he wanted to make. All I see downfield was a bunch of wrong color jerseys. He did a poor job reading the defense on that play. You know, with so many defenders in that region, there must have been somebody open somewhere. Well, when a quarterback starts to panic, he gets tunnel vision, Boots. He narrows his options down to one guy in heavy coverage. He was trying to rely on his arm to be able to sneak the ball in, but I'll tell you, the coverage was just too tight, Dora. Yeah, that's right. You couldn't have fit a baseball in there. It was so tight. He threw a pass that really didn't seem to have much behind it. The receiver never had a chance at it. Oh, it's all about discipline. No matter how bad the pressure is, a quarterback has to relax and throw smart passes, or he's liable to throw an interception. The corner prevented a completion there. The receiver had it served right to him. Dora, the difference between getting the ball and getting a penalty is just a fraction of a second. Fantastic timing by the defense. He did a poor job reading the field on that play. That ball was up for grabs, Dora. But he's just darn lucky that a member of the secondary wasn't one of the ones who grabbed it. Otherwise, he'd be warming his buns on the sideline right now. He really didn't seem to have a good handle on that play. That pass was woefully ineffective. It's hard to say on that one who blew their assignment, but that pass looked like a drunk duck with a poor sense of direction. Oh, that pass was just off. I don't know what happened there. Bad decision to throw there. He was trying to force it into such tight coverage.
He just seemed to panic at that play. He threw that ball into a sea of defenders.
Oh, Dora, he was just lucky that wasn't an interception. Those linemen must be fumbling that they couldn't get that pick. He threw that one into a sea of the wrong color jerseys. He better look for the open man. And believe me, that receiver was not open on that play. That was a poor throw. That could have gone right into the arms of a defender. Nice play. You know, I like this secondary. Look at how they knocked the ball away. Heck of a nice stop by the cornerback here. That ball looked to be a perfect completion if he hadn't knocked it down. The secondary did a banged-up job avoiding the penalty. He was clearly going for the ball, which has every right in the world to do. Way to knock the ball. Dora, he may have got a little too high up on that pass. That was an erratic throw that really missed his man.
Oh, the secondary swatted that ball down hard. He left the receiver grasping in thin air.
A fine job of knocking down that pass by the corner. It's his job to knock that ball down in any way. Hit, strip, punch, whatever works for him.
And he threw that football like my paper boy throws my Sunday paper.
I guess he figured that if he can get within the side of the porch, it's good enough for him.
He shouldn't have that one, Boots.
Well, that's a lack of concentration there, don't you think, Dora?
Oh, you bet it is, and he'll be reminded with that on the sideline, for sure.